Okay, what up ladies and gents, it's your favorite Asian robot right here, hopefully your favorite official content creator for the First Ascendant, and today we've got a massive update happening right now. I'm actually recording this live in front of my chat so they get to see the behind the scenes of how I actually record these videos. They're gonna see the difference in the energy, how we do it, all that kind of stuff, all right? So I'm actually gonna read the patch notes live, and I'm also live on stream right now, so although I cannot answer my stream, don't worry. You guys will get to hear me read the patch notes for you guys live. You're actually going to be able to read along as I go through this. So I hope you guys will enjoy it. And for those of you that have not yet decided on your official content creator, make sure that you guys register me using the link in the video description. All right, let's get started immediately. Okay, today's a big day. Ultimate Freyna is coming into the game. They have added Ultimate Freyna into the game right now, and you can use both Ultimate Freyna and normal Freyna for her character quest. All right. When Freyna's character quest is fully completed, you'll receive the Old Wounds chest attachment. I don't know what it is, but we'll look forward to that. Okay, there are two new skill modules. Please take note that these are exclusive to Ultimate Freyna. They cannot actually be used on normal Freyna. The first one is Toxic Mixture. This will allow your skill to inflict necrosis instead of room 0 trauma. When enemies gain more stacks of necrosis, your firearm attack will increase when you shoot at them. And when the enemy reaches maximum stacks of necrosis, your firearm critical hit rate will also increase. Take note of this, okay? Venom Injection is the other mod, and this one will change your defense mechanism to Venom Injection. Venom Injection consumes resources to recover your shields and increase your skill power modifier for your DOTs. Right? It'll also inflict corrosion on your enemies. Enemies inflicted with corrosion suffer reduced toxin resistance, making them more vulnerable to her skills. This appears to be for bossing. All right, we will take a look at that once it's in game. Now, y'all are gonna be really happy about this, but Ultimate Freyna is actually not farmed the same way as Haley. In fact, Ultimate Freyna will be farmable via amorphous materials. All right. Several patterns can no longer be acquired. Take note of that. All right. Instead, they will now have variants. This is no longer the mutant AA variant. This is the mutant AB variant. Okay. So take note of that. The old ones that you have will still be openable in game. Okay. So take note of that. Now, Haley will have two new skill modules as well. Excuse the coughing. Super Cooled Kyber rounds will reduce your firearm attack and fire rate, but increase your weak point damage in return, which is a multiplier. We'll have to actually test this out to see whether or not it's good. However, take note that her successful weak point attacks do not recover your MP anymore. They recover shield instead. Is this good? Is this bad? We'll have to see. All right, I cannot make a judgment right now. The increase in weak point damage decreases on firing the unique weapon, but it will increase again on a successful weak point attack. So if you're constantly attacking weak points, this is pretty good. We'll have to check the effects, but I'm expecting good results from this, okay? Cryogenic Cluster Shot. This one is supposed to be her mobbing module. If you use this one, the cryo effect from her first skill will change to cryogenic. This will cause a firearm attack onto the enemy to deal AoE damage to nearby enemies. This is a useful skill module for clearing out common monsters. However, the Thunder Cage already exists with her gun build, which is perfect for mobbing. So I'll definitely give this mod a go when I get it, but we'll have to check that out. All right. Okay. New modules. They have added new ultimate and rare modules. Okay. Each of these will have certain effects. Now, there's an ultimate module that's been added called Hyperfocus. This one will cause your firearm critical hit damage on a skill critical hit, okay, to increase, and on a skill critical hit damage will increase on a firearm critical hit. These effects do not stack with each other. This appears to be a bit of a mixed ultimate skill. I don't know. We'll see how that one goes. I'm more interested in the other ones, okay? So these ones will buff up a particular skill. So for example, fire skill power will increase, critical hit damage will be decreased severely. Same thing for this one, okay? You can increase the type of skill power modifier, okay? But decrease your critical hit rate. So for characters that have about 5% critical hit rate, you can increase the modifiers and the power. This will be quite useful to you guys, all right? There is another one that has a bit of a... Oh, sorry. There is one that's called integration. This one, excuse me, this one increases power and critical hit damage. So this one will actually be really useful for Haley, because Haley is going to see a serious buff to power in this patch. 28.7% critical hit damage up is going to be pretty good, but I'll have to see whether or not I can jam this in. If I cannot jam this in, then I'm going to be really sad, but we'll see whether or not I can. All right. This one is going to be really good for the Descendants that do use critical hit damage. So definitely grab this one. All right. I don't know where they'll be farmed, but we're definitely going to be farming all of these. Okay. The other one is that you can also still increase skill power and critical hit rate. This one is more for Valby. All right. So do pay attention to that. This one will be Tech, Fusion, Singular, Dimension. So take note of that. Okay. Now, there are weapon-specific mods. Now, I thought that these would be Descendant mods, but unfortunately, the firearm attack mods are for weapons only. Okay. They subtract critical hit damage, and they're mostly for Python. So your firearm attack will increase, and the critical hit damage will decrease. All right, so this is only for weapons that do not make use of crits. Please be aware of that. If your weapon is not a strong crit weapon, you probably don't want to have this. If your weapon relies on weak spot, you probably want to have this instead, okay? These are for all of the types of rounds, so general, special, impact, high-powered rounds, all that kind of stuff, launcher, shotgun, sniper rifles, etc., so on and so forth. Then you've also got the weapon general rounds, firearm attack, attack. These are for increasing your firearm attack and your critical hit damage. So if you have not yet gotten a module, so for example, sorry, I should restate that. Rather, this one decreases your critical hit damage but ups your base firearm attack. If you have one that does critical hits, you want to up your base firearm attack and increase your critical hit damage. So these are going to be good across the board for all your critical stuff. Me personally, I'm loving these new modules, and they'll probably replace the elemental slot, in my personal opinion. Okay. If you don't want to use the elemental attack, this might be better. Okay. But it's going to cause a bit of a focus, i.e., you're going to have to see whether or not it is worthwhile focusing on weak point or critical hits. Okay. So do be aware of that. When does the update end? In another 4 hours. Oh, answer chat by mistake. Whoops. Sorry. Pay no attention to that. I'm reading patch notes right now. Deathstalker. I couldn't help myself for a second. Deathstalker is the new Colossus that's being added to the game. All right. You must intercept Gluttony before you can battle Deathstalker. Deathstalker drops 2 sets. Distorted Resolve and Invader set. Okay. And she also drops the blueprint for the ultimate weapon Frostwatcher. Okay. The Distorted Resolve set is strictly for Freyna. It increases your firearm attack when using assault rifles and submachine guns. This is going to be good with Thunder Cage and, of course, Python, and Python is the ideal for Freyna. The 4-piece set effect is that it will increase the toxic skill power proportional to the amount of HP you've lost, and it will recover your shield each time you inflict a debuff on the enemy. Successfully destroying a part of the Colossus grants the Exaltation effect, and while you are under the Exaltation effect, your skill attacks will fire projectiles that deal additional toxic damage and apply the Desolation effect to the Colossus. The Desolation effect weakens the attack of all of the attack of the Colossus incrementally as it stacks. So I would say that this is extremely important. All right. So the Distorted Resolve set, if you're going for Freyna, this is going to be her best set. Therefore, we need to farm Deathstalker before bossing with her. For the Invader set, right, we are going to have to gather 2-piece set effect for max shield increase. And the 4-piece set effect will allow defeating an enemy to increase your skill duration based on the number of stacks. And it also increases tech skill power and dimension skill power modifiers. Not 100% on this one, but we'll see how that goes. I'm not really foreseeing a lot of use for this, but we'll see. Okay. There's a new ultimate weapon called the Frostwatcher. This is a scout rifle that's being added. Whenever you land a critical hit on an enemy from beyond a certain distance, it'll grant you the cold surveillance effect. And hitting the weak point of an enemy from beyond a certain distance grants you the Sub-Zero sensation effect, all right? The cold surveillance effect reduces the enemy's chill resistance incrementally as it stacks, and Sub-Zero Sensation increases your chill skill power. This is primarily going to be used on Haley, all right, so do look forward to that. Now, defeating an enemy will grant you the chill synchronization effect, and while you are under this effect, the movement speed reduction due to Haley's Cold Fury will be ignored. So please be aware of that. Okay, now we have the highest difficulty infiltration operations. This will be selected on the maps, I believe, that have invasions going on. All right, this is going to be a real invasion right now. A hard difficulty 400% score multiplier is available in dungeons where the invasion has occurred, right? After clearing the invasion, you can still use the 400% score multiplier until the next invasion refresh. So each day, the 400% dungeons are going to be different. The types of rewards for the highest difficulty infiltration operations and those for the hard difficulty infiltration operations are essentially the same. Defeating a commander, a named monster, will give you standard ETA exchange vouchers. As a completion reward, you will receive high precision exchange components. I have forgotten what these are, but I'm sure I'll figure it out, okay? ETA 0 will be located in Albion. He is going to be at the lower end of the map. Don't worry, I will show you guys where to find him. Okay, treat him like, for those of you that come from Destiny 2, Xur. Okay? He will come on Friday, and he leaves on Monday. So make sure y'all buy up what you need. You can sell the blueprints that you have to ETA 0. Please take note that these are supposed to be weapon blueprints. I have not heard that they are Descendant blueprints. However, maybe they've changed it. They haven't stated it here, but it's supposed to be weapon blueprints. I will investigate as soon as I can get into the game, and as soon as he is in the game. Because don't forget that today on this most lovely day, it is Thursday, not Friday. Okay? All right. So we will be able to sell blueprints, exchange supplies, and, you know, purchase various items with the ETA vouchers and all that kind of stuff. Now, hair dyeing. We will now be able to dye descendants that have hair. Okay? You have to buy a hair skin first. There are 44 hair dyes for dyeing hair, but I do not know whether or not you have to pay for them or whether you can just dye hair. All right? I hope to God that they're allowing this hair dye for free, because if we have to pay for all these colors, I'm not paying unless the hair dye is absolutely awesome. Okay? I'm gonna just leave it undyed. Now, they have added a bunch of new products, so you can check all of that out. Okay, it's gonna be quite awesome. They've added a Blair skin, an Ajax skin, an Enzo skin. There's a lot of skins in the game that is coming in. We'll check them all out tonight, see whether or not they're good. Now for Halloween, Albion is decorated with Halloween decorations. All right, this is Halloween. This is Halloween. Now from the update on Thursday until the 30th of October, you can receive Halloween themed emotes each week by logging into the game. All right, the emotes are free, at least as far as I can tell, because you can receive them each week by logging into the game. There will be a Halloween login event notice, which will be released after the maintenance, so do take note of that. Now, there will be a recruitment tab available in chat. So instead of just world tab, general chat, and whatnot, you will actually have a recruitment tab available where you can look for group. So this is going to be really, really good for those of you that are always looking for group. They've changed the immunity gimmick for some named monsters from destroying spheres to destroying a summoned object or a totem. So do take a look at that. Colossi will no longer stray too far out of the battlefield. There's additional makeshift camps in the shipment base, hatchery, and mountaintops. They've changed the location of the Void Fusion reactor in the hatchery in the White Knight Gulch. They've changed the condition for returning to camp after aborting missions. 2 aborted missions to 4 aborted missions will return you to camp. Infiltration operations will now reward extra firearm proficiency XP, so now you can get your weapons leveled up in infiltrations. Some infiltration operations will reward more Descendant XP. I mentioned it before on stream, but the Haven, Mystery's End, Caligo Ossuary, Seed Vault, these are the places you want to be because they're going to reward more and more. Okay? The final main quest will reward level 100 firearms, reactors, and enhancement materials to Descendants now. Players now revive with 100% of their shields from the down but not out state. Players now have 3 seconds to cancel the start of a private operation and intercept battles, infiltration operations, special operations, all that kind of stuff. Okay. They've added a restart button to the HUD to enable an immediate restart after the end of the intercept battles, infiltration operations, and special operations. This button is located below the Move to Albion button. They've deleted the underused 150% infiltration operations because, let's be real, nobody ever played those. Okay. They've changed the missions that drop the Freyna stabilizers, so it should be a little bit better to get Freyna. When Freyna uses a skill to inflict room 0 trauma, she now also inflicts, they've made her the bosser, they've made her the bossing champion. Freyna now inflicts panic, despair, decay, or nightmare depending on the skill being used. So she will now inflict the room 0 trauma and the additional damage. DOTs are going to go through the roof. She is going to be a hot bosser. They've listened. They have heard us. I said, didn't I, that if we tell them enough, they're going to change it. I said, why does room 0 trauma not inflict this? Now it does. So there you go. The Plague Body Armor effect granted by Freyna's skill, Defense Mechanism, and Toxic Stimulation is now renewed when the skills are used again. Kyle's Repulsion Dash and Collision Instinct skills to hit environmental objects, such as gas cylinders, is now, I guess, better than before. SMO can now use the Time Bomb skill while shooting a firearm or using other skills. Okay, the location of quest NPCs is now displayed during some quests. They fixed the maximum target score for each infiltration to always be displayed in the right UI, so you always know what score you need. Invasion Dungeons info now displays the text minimum acquired in the number of rewards for the main reward. Okay. Improve the research list to show the enhancement level information for unique abilities. Improve the research list to display the owned indicator. Improve the research list to show whether research results exist and how many. Cool. They've added reactors to hard difficulty fields, allowing you to obtain them whenever needed. When obtaining a reactor, not as a rotation reward in the hard difficulty missions, you will acquire a reactor with specific attributes in RK based on each battlefield. So there's an exhaustive list here, okay? I will go through this separately in another video. Okay, the Roly-Polies and Kingfishers summoned by the Colossi will now use their melee attacks less frequently, so less being interrupted by the Kingfisher. They've lowered the difficulty of the Gluttony Intercept battle. He now has less HP in attack. The impurities that hit him will reduce the wipe attack gauge further. They've reduced the speed at which the wipe attack gauge fills up. They've removed the ice effect when you get hit by the impurity, so no more being frozen. They've increased the expansion limit of your inventory. If you wanted to have 1,000 items in your inventory, now you can. All right. Now you can go up to 1,200, although if you do this, you are pretty wild. They've changed the images for Valby's spray, Haley's sniper spray, the map image of Echo Swamp, descendant menu visuals, blah, blah, blah. This is not important. Okay. Bug fixes. They fixed an issue where characters get stuck or move improperly. Okay. Fixed an issue in the Forgotten Tense. Okay. Not possible to leave the starting area using mid-air maneuvering at the start of an intercept battle. Dying during an encrypted vault minigame now causes the minigame to fail. Fixed an issue when opening the map at the same time as encrypted vault minigame starts left the game unresponsive. Okay. They fixed an issue where it's not possible to use keyboard and mouse and gamepad at the same time. They fixed an issue where invasion awards in the Fortress region were not being tracked properly. Okay. They fixed an issue where skills used by pointing at a location could be used on out-of-bounds terrains. Fixed an issue where water intake and supply moisture effects could not be received in certain situations while standing on the puddles. So, supply moisture is fixed. Valby is getting better. However, she still needs a buff. SMO's RK Explosion or Creative Explosion when there's a network lag caused the animations to display abnormally. Fixed an issue where upon expiry of the detection time for SMO's Guided Landmine and the removal of the mine, the blast skill button displayed a number of stacks remaining. Fixed an issue where the description of Haley's Zenith skill omitted a phrase stating that launchers are excluded. Good. Because launchers are excluded from Zenith. Fixed an issue where Haley's Storm Snare skill did not deal damage when her character was not exposed due to terrain, etc. Fixed an issue where projectiles from VS's Frost Shards could not hit objects such as gas cylinders and Void Fusion reactors through burst. Fixed an issue where Luna's skill sounds would not play when you open the Select Descendant screen while Luna is equipped with her ultimate weapon and then exit the UI. Okay, good. When Luna is equipped with her default skill in modules Noise Surge, Singer's Mercy, and Aggressive Melody, the animation of the skill button at the bottom now appears matching the notes. fixed an issue where the animation effect of Freyna's Room Zero Trauma was displaying incorrectly. They fixed an issue where the Plague body armor effect from Freyna's defense mechanism and toxic stimulation skills could be granted. Okay. Good. Equipment and modules. Fixed an issue where the modules Decimator and Lethal Infection did not activate due to certain debuffs. They fixed an issue where additional damage increase per enhancement level of the Last Stand module was not applied correctly. They fixed an issue where the additional damage on attacks against enemies at full HP effect of the Preemptive Strike module did not apply to targets with shield. Okay. Great. Fixed an issue where the focusing effect does not display on the map when you click Go To from the acquisition info of a specific item and the target is an infiltration operation hard with invasion taking place. Okay. Fixed an issue where the web browser window could not be closed when you click check out recommended modules. Fixed an issue where the category remained in cache store even when there are no products available due to end of sale. Fixed an issue where abnormal message is displayed when you try to put an item into storage when it's full. Fixed an issue where certain titles displayed abnormal text. Okay. Fixed an issue where unstable purple spheres did not cause a chain of explosions with each other in the Intercept Battle Gluttony. Okay, that's good. Fixed an issue where obtaining a HP orb increased max HP by 1. Lol. Fixed an issue where animations of attachments did not play when player equipping them used a group emote. Fixed an issue where titles were not displayed in the player interaction menu. Fixed an issue where the map marker descriptions for the quests follow their traces, the traces continue, in search of the relic were not displayed during the Bunny Descendant quest. Fixed an issue with the awarding of Mastery Rank XP. Okay, it was being awarded based on previous level when a weapon level proficiency increased when progressing from level 1 to 2. Okay, good. This should help. Fixed an issue where you could not gain Mastery Rank XP from level 1 to 10 when Bunny was obtained through quest. The unawarded Mastery Rank XP will be given after the update. Great. Some of you guys might see an increase in Mastery. Fixed an issue where the spawn effects were not displayed for battle supplies from the Battle Pass. Fixed an issue where the Battle Pass challenge counterattack was not counted correctly, so that's being fixed. And fixed an issue where 1 caliber was consumed when clicking confirm with 0 seconds remaining on accelerate research. Damn. Caliber consumed by this will be reimbursed after the update. One last thing I want to say is that they have heard us on the backpack and spawn changes. All right. They're currently working for the Ultimate Bunny Bundle and a lot of the other stuff to make the backpack and spawn available on other Descendants. All right. And more importantly, the exclusive spawn effects and back attachments will now be available universal, all right? Starting with the Ultimate Freyna bundle. The devs have heard us on this, and they want us to know that they are taking our feedback seriously. So make sure you guys, all right, keep giving feedback to the devs. That brings us to the end of the patch notes, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you to the people on stream who've been watching me film this live. Thank you guys so much for being here. Don't forget to register me as your creator, and I'll see you guys in the game, all right? I look forward to testing all this stuff with you guys. It's going to be a fantastic time. See you guys then.